Thanks for staying with us. I'm Mike Huckabee in for Bill O'Reilly. And in the personal story segment tonight, Alaska says so long to Sarah Palin. The governor will officially leave office this weekend, and a new poll shows that she might have a problem getting back into national politics. According to a Washington Post ABC News poll, Palin's favorability rating has dipped to its lowest level since last summer. 53% of Americans not fans of the governor, 40% are. Joining us from our D.C. bureau, Amanda Carpenter, a reporter for the Washington Times, and from Los Angeles, Democratic strategist Mathew Littman. Mathew, let me start with you out in California. Sure. You have looked at this from a Democratic perspective. I'm just curious, what do you say about Sarah Palin's future?
I think Sarah Palin would be great on the Real Housewives of Wasilla on Bravo. I think she should be doing something like that. She comes across really as quite a character, but not a figure that should be taken seriously on the national stage. That being said, Mike, as a Democrat, I hope she's the Republican nominee next time, because the Republican Party would be completely gone if Sarah Palin became the nominee of your party.
Well, Mathew, she had some great moments. I mean, unquestionably, the original rollout speech that she did in Ohio, her speech at the Republican National Convention, I was there. It was electrifying. It brought a unity to the party and an excitement that, frankly, the party simply didn't have. I thought she did a great job in the debate with Joe Biden. So she's clearly capable. And she's demonstrated that on several very important pressure-filled occasions.
Well, I'm going to disagree with you. I thought she was terrible in the debate with Biden, and I thought her speech at the convention was awful. Now, it may have appealed to the Republican base.
You used to work for Joe Biden, Matthew. Of course you didn't like it.
Of course. Yes,
I thought she handled it.
But those speeches may have appealed to the Republican base, but I don't think it appealed to independents, certainly not Democrats, and that proof is in the votes.
Now, Amanda, you've written extensively on Sarah Palin. Tell me, what say you to Mr. Littman here?
Well, to compare her to some tawdry character on a trashy reality TV show is insulting to someone who is the first woman vice presidential candidate within the Republican Party and a governor in her own right. But I will say,
I think it's insulting to the people on the Housewives show, actually.
Let me finish. Well, is that kind of talk, Matthew, that galvanizes her base and is part of the reason she has such strong support among Republican voters. If you look inside that poll, among Republicans, she has 70% favorability ratings. And a lot of people feel like they need to defend her and stand up for her because you attack her in such a tasteless manner.
Yes, yes, and let me tell you, if what I say gets Sarah Palin more support amongst the Republicans, I'll keep saying it, because I want her to be more popular amongst the Republicans.
Do you not feel, though, that some of the attacks, Matthew, hold on a second, Matthew, do you not feel that some of the attacks on Sarah Palin have been just uncommonly brutal and really over the top?
I feel that that may be true. I also feel that some of Sarah Palin's attacks on... Well, I feel that, Mike, I feel that some of Sarah Palin's attacks on the media and on Barack Obama have also been incredibly unfair and ridiculous. And I think many of the things that she says are ridiculous. And I think she's also an incredibly dishonest politician, perhaps the most dishonest politician on the national stage since Nixon.
That's a pretty bold one. Amanda, I'm going to let you take that one on. Go ahead.
Come on, Amanda.
You know, this isn't me. Matthew thinks that this will help him politically, but all I think it does is expose the kind of dirty tactics and mean-spirited attacks that always come to Sarah Palin and broadly to women who are strong conservatives. I mean, this is common, par for the course kind of stuff, and I am happy to see that there are people...
Who else aside from Sarah Palin? Who else aside from Sarah Palin do people talk about?
I think there are several. I mean, look at all the attacks that go on people like Ann Coulter, Michelle Malkin. This stuff is par for the course. Michelle Malkin has written books about it.
That's your example, Ann Coulter? You think that Ann Coulter gets attacked unfairly?
Yes,
That's really your example? Okay.
I do. I think people say terrible things about her.
Well, I guess we disagree.
Well,
and Ann Coulter says really nice things about everybody else.
Look, there's a lot of venom on both sides, but I want to just say that, you know, I know Sarah Palin, not very well, but a little bit. I like her. She seems to me to be a very gracious person. I think she's been totally stunned by the level of vitriol that has been pointed her way. But she has been a governor of a state. She did many things very effectively as a chief executive of that state. And that is a job where decisions have to be made every single day that people can evaluate. And really, until she was on the national ticket, there really weren't any accusations about the way she was governing and her effectiveness. It was after that she got named to the ticket that The politics of personal destruction, to borrow a phrase from the Democratic playbook, certainly seemed to be the way in which she was primarily attacked.
She was dishonest about her own record, Mike. Let's not forget that. She said that she was against the bridge to nowhere, but we all know she said yes to the bridge to nowhere. She even said at the Republican convention that her teleprompter went out and ad-libbed, when in fact it hadn't gone out and she hadn't ad-libbed. I mean, it's what Sarah Palin did on the national stage that's the problem, not how people reacted to it. It's Sarah Palin's fault.
Amanda, I want to give you the last word here. Tell us, what do you see in Sarah Palin's future? Does she have a future with the Republican Party? And does her resignation as governor in the middle of her term, does that hurt her?
Yeah, I think there's a few things that do ding her, fair or not. One of them is stepping down in the middle of her term. The second one is the barrage of ethics attacks, because there's always a newspaper headline that comes with that, whether, you know, she's fended off, I think, 16 of them so far, but nobody talks about the batting average. And, you know, this debate tonight is an example of getting distracted away from what Sarah Palin represents politically, because people get so mired in the personal attacks, we didn't even get to talk about really what her plans might be for the future.
Well, I'm going to say thanks, Amanda. Matthew, and by the way, Matthew, I'm going to mark you down as an undecided voter on Sarah Palin. We'll have to see how that comes out later.